Which are the latest products to receive GI tags and why are they significant? A recent incident in California reminds us of an important environmental protocol. Which one is it? And why Adhir Ranjan asked to government is an important question for all of us. Hello everyone, I am Srivastava and I am here with the three must reads from the Indian Express today, and today is 13th March. Now when you open the newspaper today and you go to the explained section, the first pick for me today comes from there. Now this explainer is around culture. कई बार आपको लगता है कि history and culture is not much covered in the newspaper, especially the static part. The reason behind is that it's most often not in the news. It does not have a news point, but that's not true. Now, you would find history, culture covered in the explain section. You'll find it in the research article, research section of the indianexpress.com, and also sometimes in Sunday newspapers, you'll find history, culture directly or indirectly referred to. Today's explainer is specifically talking about culture, and when we are talking about culture, we're talking about GI tags. Now, there are certain things which you should know about GI tags first. Of course, किस product को GI tag मिल रहा है और वो कहाँ का product है? That is a very basic question. Then, what is a GI tag should be the first thing which should come to your mind. What is a GI tag? GI also has geography involved here. So why that particular geography is important? What is the cultural importance or historical importance of that particular product? Where is it used now? If there is something more associated to that GI tag, you should know. अगर वो किसी particular state से आ रहा है, so what are the other important GI tag वाले products in that particular state? इसकी list आपको पता होनी चाहिए. Okay, there are many GI tags products, so of course सबको you can't learn or know, but which are prominent ones, which are in news या recently जिनको मिला हो, that list should be prepared. Quickly coming to the explainer today, first this whole explainer talks about two products. First is GI tag for Assam's Majuli mask and the history of the art form. So written by Sukrita Barua, in the very first introductory paragraph, it is mentioned that the traditional Majuli mask of Assam were given a GI tag by the center earlier this month. Now, Majuli manuscript paintings also got the GI tag. So remember, this is an important point, that both the painting and the mask and the manuscript. So ये question पूछा जा सकता है. So both of them have got the GI tag. Now the immediate question should be, what is a GI tag? So the paragraph preceding it tells us, or succeeding it tells us, that a GI tag is given to products originating from a specific geographical region, signifying the unique characteristics and quality. It serves as a trademark in the international market. So that is its usefulness, that is its purpose. Now again, as I told you that क्योंकि geography involved है, तो why that particular geography is important, the third paragraph gives you that particular hint. Majuli, the largest river island in the world and the seat of Assam's Neo-Vaishvanite tradition, has been home to the art of mask making since the 16th century. ठीक है, तो इन तीन इंट्रोडक्टरी पैराग्राफ में आपको तीन पर्पस सॉल्व हो गए कि why is it in news, then what is a GI tag, and then why that particular geography is important. Now the next logical question will be, what is this mask? And here, when you will study it, you will get to know about a very important associated term, which is bhavanas. Now these are theoretical performances with devotional messages under the Neo-Vaishvanite tradition, introduced by the 15th-16th century reformer Saint Srimant Sankara Dev. Okay, the mask can depict gods, goddesses, demons, animals, and birds. Okay, now so you have to understand that what is associated important cultural aspect to this. So you get to know about the satras, you get to know about the monastic institutions, you get to know about Srimant Sankara Dev. All these points should be listed down. Now another important thing is that what are the materials used to make this mask. So you would get to know that according to the application made for the patent, the masks are made of bamboo, clay, cloth, cotton, wood, and other materials available in the riverine surrounding of their makers. Okay, तो आसपास की जगह पे जो materials available हैं, उनके उनसे ये particular mask बनता है. Now there is another very important aspect of the Majuli painting which is mentioned here. It is a form of painting also originating in the 16th century, done on Sanchi Pat or manuscripts made of the bark of the Sanchi or agar tree using homemade ink. This art was patronized by Ahom kings. ठीक है, तो you get to know about so many things from this particular explainer, and it seems like that it's written particularly for that exam perspective, isn't it? The other explainer which follows is talking about the Katak's famed silver filigree, which got the GI tag, and it is talking about Roop Tarakashi. I'm not going through the entire passage here, but the art form received considerable patronage during the Mughal period, and also you'll find a similarity of skill and delicacy in other parts of the world, whether it's Arabia, Malta, Genoa, Norway, and with the filigree work in the ancient Greece and other areas. All right, so this is therefore very important. Please remember that what are the products which uses such kind of art form. Also, what is it of made of, what is the culture and history behind it. So this is a very important article to read, and also the details it gives you. Every point is a question, ready-made question. Now come to the second pick for today. Now second pick for today is again from the explain section. Now there's an incident which has happened in California which takes us back to a very important protocol, environment protocol, and also environment related facts which you should know. Now this particular article is fighting warming when gases are contraband, written by Alin Chauhan. Alin Chauhan writes on climate and environment and science and tech in the explain section of the Indian Express. So you should also follow his section called, a particular series in the explained section called Warming Up the Climate, which is on every Monday. He writes one basic question and answers it. Now here in this particular news, the news is that a California man is facing criminal charges for smuggling not drugs or weapons, but greenhouse gases. Now, this is quite important and interesting to look at. These gases, some of which are used in cooling appliances such as air conditioners and refrigerators, trap heat in the atmosphere and add to global warming. Now, what is the story behind it? You can avoid. Okay, you can avoid the incident in the California, but this incident actually takes us to an important question of banned refrigerants and also Montreal Protocol. So बस इतना section जो explained section में है, explain article में, वो important हो जाता है. So the refrigerants in questions are HFCs, hydrofluorocarbons, and a form of hydrochlorofluorocarbons, which are HCFCs, known as HCFC 22. HFCs and HCFC became mainstream after emerging as an alternative to chlorofluorocarbons in the 1990s. For long, CFCs were the go-to refrigerants for ACs and fridges. In the 1980s, however, it was confirmed that increased level of CFCs in the atmosphere responsible for abnormally low ozone concentration above Antarctica, resulting in the so-called ozone hole. So you understand the importance here. Refrigerants are released into the atmosphere by damaged appliances or cars or car ACs. 90% of refrigerants emissions are estimated to occur when equipment reach their end of life and are improperly disposed of. So ये तो basic आपको एक information दे रहा है on this particular the refrigerants which are in question, which you should know, because sometimes in exam they can directly ask you on those particular lines. But then there is also a mention of Montreal Protocol. Now Montreal Protocol is an important protocol to know, environment related, because exams may there is a mixed match of environment related protocol conventions which they can ask. I'll just quickly read and you can note down. You can note down so many facts. First, in 1987, almost 200 countries signed the Montreal Protocol, agreeing to freeze the production and consumption of ozone depleting substances, including CFCs, at then current rate. So this is what is Montreal Protocol. Then countries were to phase out CFCs by 1996 and HCFCs by 2030. Remember the time. HCFCs were usually used only as an interim solution to CFCs because they were less harmful to the ozone layer. So this fact is also important to be noted. As a result, the story moves on. HFCs, which unlike CFCs and HCFCs have zero ozone depleting potential, which is ODP, please underline ozone depleting potential, gradually became the most prominent refrigerant. But scientists soon realized that like CFCs and HCFCs, HFCs too are powerful greenhouse gases. Now, the story changes here. In 2016, more than 150 countries signed the Kigali Amendment to the Montreal Protocol. So, Montreal Protocol and the Kigali Agreement. दोनों ही बहुत important हैं, दोनों associated हैं. Agreeing to reduce consumption of HFCs by 80% by 2047. If successful, the amendment could avoid more than 0.4 degrees Celsius of global warming by 2100. Okay, 2100. Now, agreement protocol are important here. Agreed. Also, what are the targets and the years? So, ये सारी चीजें आपको note down करनी है, and therefore, this incident which is happening currently somewhere in California becomes relevant today for your exam because it takes you back to these important basic concepts, facts, and events of the past. Now, this is my second pick. Now, my third pick is from the front page. So let's go back to the so-called the fun front page, which is in the Delhi edition you will find next to the explain today. And there is this small important news which says Adhir to government, give me dossier on shortlisted names for election commissioners. Now ECs. Now the recent episode which has happened that there's a vacancy in election commission where there is Anup Chandra Pandey who is retired, and then there's a surprise resignation of Arun Goyal last Saturday, because of which there is a vacancy in the election commission. And with the Prime Minister-led selection committee set to meet Thursday to pick the two election commissioners, Congress leader Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, the opposition member in the three-member panel, has written to the government seeking the dossier containing the bio profiles for the shortlisted persons well before the meeting. Now, आपको लगता होगा कि why this particular news is important, because it seems to be political in nature, but it is not, because it talks about election commissioner, the CEC. It will also talk about CVC and CIC. There is a mention there. Now, whenever these people to these posts are appointed or these are selected, there's a select committee which normally has the Prime Minister, the Home Minister, and the opposition party का जो leader होता है, largest opposition party in Lok Sabha उसका leader होता है. Therefore, what is important here is to know about these offices, whether they are constitutional or statutory, how they are selected, their duties, and their what are their particular duties. So all these things you should know. So that's all from me today, and I'll come back with the 3 must reads tomorrow again. Think smart, work hard, conquer your goal. Bye-bye.